Hi, everybody. Welcome to Law and Society. Today I'm going to talk about who we are. So please like and subscribe, and let's get started. We are on day 4 of the shutdown, and the last 3 shutdowns happened. So, with this one, the 3 shutdowns have happened under Trump. And this particular shutdown may result in health insurance premiums skyrocketing because provisions of the Affordable Care Act are set to expire and Republicans don't want to renew that. And then there are the Medicaid cuts that are coming from the big beautiful bill, and Democrats are trying to stop Donald Trump's regime from taking away basic health care from Americans. And while this shutdown is happening, Donald Trump is posting deep fake videos and insulting videos that are racist with sombreros where he's trying to be funny while taking away health care from those in need. During this shutdown, he's planning on selective bailouts for farmers because China will not buy soybeans from American farmers anymore because of the tariffs. And the tariffs have made the cost of soybeans from America more expensive than soybeans from South America, which is where China has now gone to buy their soybeans. Then there is, South America, which includes Argentina, by the way. China is getting soybeans from Argentina. And on the other hand, Donald Trump has decided that he wants to help his contemporary in Argentina with a $20 billion bailout because their economy is tanking because of their authoritarian leader. And then there's concessions for those who buy Trump crypto, maybe some concessions for Trump relatives, maybe if you give Donald Trump a used plane, he'll give you, security guarantees like he did with Qatar. But for America, it is destruction. In fact, if you live in a big blue state, Russell Vought is taking away your funding. Like for the tunnel under the Hudson for New York and New Jersey, and the subway system and the L system in Chicago. The government is eliminating CO2 clean energy projects. But Donald has with all of this pressure that is coming, Donald has restored law enforcement funding for New York because of bipartisan political pressure. So public pressure works, and we need to keep pushing and pushing our elected leaders to keep pushing. There are massive layoffs that Donald Trump is threatening, and it's not any different than the layoffs that he has done before with Doji and with Russell Vought, cutting out whole departments, stopping the Bureau of Labor Statistics to come up with their reports so the American people and economists know what is happening with our economy. Withholding funding from schools, colleges, hospitals, law enforcement, while on the same side creating a police state and declaring to all of our military generals that we are in a war within and declaring war against our cities. The incident in Chicago where they grappled down from Blackhawks, broke through windows, zip-tied children, brought them all out, some of them naked, arrested a total of 37 of them, and then let the others go. This type of rendition-like military tactics are being used for domestic policing, which he is now calling the National Security Presidential Memo 7 on domestic terrorism, and declaring domestic terrorists of anybody who doesn't follow Donald Trump's ideology. We now know and we love the fact that racial profiling and what these ICE raids are happening, We are now calling them Kavanaugh stops because in the Perdomo case, where the Supreme Court, without any opinion, allowed ICE to continue their suspicionless stops based on somebody's ethnicity, how they speak, where they work, and where they gather, Kavanaugh said you can use race as one of the reasons for building reasonable suspicion. And now they're being called Kavanaugh stops. There was Terry stops, that was reasonable suspicion. Now it's Kavanaugh stops, which is racial profiling. No free speech or right to assembly under these circumstances that Donald Trump is laying out, because that can be attributed as an organization designation and then be designated a domestic terror entity under Donald's memorandum. Because of Donald's memorandum, anti-fascism is domestic terrorism. Because of Pete Hegseth's pep talk or fat-shaming talk to the military, and being anti-woman is okay. Being anti-trans is okay. Anti-healthcare is definitely okay because that's the crux of the shutdown. Anti-environment is okay. Being anti-choice is okay. Don't be fat, though. Fat shaming is cool again. And bullying is cool again. And this is an epitome of fascism, an example of it, where Donald Trump's government has said that they are going to have ICE agents at the Super Bowl when Bad Bunny performs because he performs reggaeton music, and the chances of people being there who may be illegal. It is just, it is un-American. This is not who we are. We don't have to comply with this ugly, hateful, corrupt, and fascist vision of America. We are today and have always been rebels with a cause. It is part of our legacy. America does not submit. We fight for our rights and liberties. Even through all the ugliness, those who endured in our history and still rose, they are the best of us, the best of America. Americans are not anti-diversity. We are the world's best example of the power of diversity. Until SCOTUS took away a woman's right to choose in Dobbs, America had only codified and decreed an expansion of individual rights, albeit slowly. We never went backward, but we are now. We are regressing in an irreparable way, causing generational rift between those who live in reality versus those who live in the cultish conglomerate bubble of MAGA, the Heritage Foundation, and completely incompetent loyalists who pose no resistance to Donald Trump's tyranny. We must recognize before it's too late that MAGA ideology makes America smaller and weaker. It compromises our constitutional directive to continue to work towards a more perfect union. It weakens our resolve to be kinder, more equitable, more empathetic, more welcoming. Donald Trump and his alternative reality has eaten away at the core of America for nearly a decade, and yet we are still here. His hate and lies have sown and reaped division. He has divided Americans to conquer our republic, all for himself, not for the country or our republic, but against the country and our republic. And we are still here. Find power in that. Find power in all the things you love and value. Find power in helping strangers. Find power in service to a cause greater than ourselves. Find power in peaceful protest. Find power in peaceful assembly, in our right to speak freely and loudly. This is our time to wake up and defend our rights and our republic. Our time is now to reject MAGA's insanity and hatred. Our time is now to protest and resist MAGA's encroaching police state. Because if we don't make noise now, we may lose our right to speak our minds. Because if we don't make noise now, Americans and people around the world will starve, suffer, and die. The consequences will be that real. It is already happening. If we stay quiet now, America's economy and government will be hollowed out and turned into a fascist regime our founding fathers dreaded. We have a responsibility to see our republic through to future generations. We cannot let it die on our watch. Remember to remain vigilant, charge your phones, and take drinking water with you if you're going out to protest. Take extra water in case DHS deploys tear gas or pepper spray, because we know that's happening. Record everything, especially when ICE and DHS start assaulting peaceful protesters. Everything that is suspicious, report DHS and ICE abuses immediately to local police authorities. Demand state and local authorities to be present during DHS raids, if for nothing else but to record and witness what DHS is doing. Remain peaceful at all times. I can't stress that enough. Also, there are other ways to protest. Speak up on social media. Start writing projects and video channels, or subscribe to those who are working every day to bring you news, information, and hope. Share and amplify their availability to others you know. Support and volunteer with candidates like Fred Wellman, Mallory McMorrow, and James Tallarico. Or support incumbent Democrats like Wes Moore and congressional Democrats who are in competitive districts. Start building coalitions now for the 2026 midterms. Or find your personal races that you want to support. Thousands of elections are happening this month all over the country, in your towns and cities. Run for those offices or support them. Fund, support, and volunteer in food kitchens and pantries. People will go hungry because of government cuts to food assistance programs. Google search local food kitchens and pantries. Almost every town in the country has at least one. If there isn't one, organize the community and start one. This type of support will help make ends meet for countless homes. Your support doesn't have to be financial. You can volunteer your time. You can phone bank. You can ask these campaigns if they need your help with office work. Walking in peaceful protests is just one way to protest. There are other ways. Be creative. Again, be peaceful. With that said, stay safe. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and pass along the message. And I'll talk to you soon.